Hello there, Lake County Library. This book haul will include lots of young adult fiction, so before we get started, I just want to let you know you can order any of these books for free through the Lake County Library website, which is linked down below. Just go to our online catalog, choose your book, and choose which library you want the book shipped to, and make sure that we do have your updated information so that we can call, text, or email you when the books arrive for you at the branch of your choice. So let's jump into the book haul. A lot of these books are super new, and some of them, if you order them now, you might have to wait a month or a couple months before they actually come to you because they're super new, like I said. Some of them also do not have ebooks or audiobooks or other diverse formats available yet because they are so new, but just keep an eye out if any of these titles sound good to you. Most of them you can put a hold on, or you can at least start the series and put a hold on the first book if the second book isn't quite available yet. Lots of these have sequels coming out in the near future, but I'm excited about literally all of these. I read previews and stuff, and they all sound amazing. So let's jump into it. So our first genre of books, this is going to be a rapid style haul. So if a particular genre sounds good to you, you can just jump to that genre. I'll have the timestamps down below, along with all the titles and author names of the books that I'm mentioning in today's video. So our first genre is going to be comics. All of these comics for their first volume have amazing trailers on YouTube that kind of show off the art style, give you a picture of what the story is going to be like. So I definitely recommend checking out the trailers, and I will have all of the trailers linked in the description down below next to the titles, telling you about volume 1 in each series, but each of these comics has a sequel coming out in the very near future. So our first volume is called The Pirate's Daughter by Mairghread Scott, which is volume 1 of the Sea Serpent's Heir, which is a fantasy comic series. Ayla finds out that she is the reincarnation of an ancient sea serpent, Zir, who is destined to destroy the world. Worse yet, a fanatical religious organization has arrived in search of Zir. And what exactly does the infamous Pirate Queen want with Ayla? So there's a lot going on in volume 1. The Pirate's Daughter is also available on ebook, and book 2 of the Serpent's Heir series, Black Wave, is also coming soon, and you can place a hold on it. Next we have Outpost Zero by Kelley McKeever. Outpost Zero is a science fiction comic series. In volume 1, the smallest town in the universe, we follow Aaliyah, who lives on a frozen world that was never meant to support human life. When a devastating storm traps the outpost under ice, Aaliyah's entire community is threatened. The complete comic collection of this series is available through Hoopla on ebook, so all of them are available now. Next we have Clementine by Tillie Walden. In celebration of the 20th anniversary of The Walking Dead, the second volume of this series, centered on Clementine, is being published. Book 1 saw Clementine back on the road with an Amish teenager named Amos. This unlikely pair journeys north to a new walker-free settlement. Clementine is also available on ebook, and book 2 is coming soon. Our next genre is going to be fantasy. So our first fantasy book is The Luminaries by Susan Dennard, which is a fantasy following 16-year-old Winnie Wednesday. When Winnie's father was labeled a traitor to the Luminaries, she and her family were cast out of the monster hunting organization. Winnie competes in 3 trials to rejoin the Luminaries. The Luminaries is also available on ebook and e-audiobook, and its sequel, The Hunting Moon, is out in November 2023. Next we have Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross, which is an epic enemies to lovers historical fantasy novel. Shadow and Bone meets lore is how it's being sold. When 2 young rival journalists find love through a magical connection, they must face the depths of hell in a war among gods to seal their fate forever. This one sounds so good. I literally want to read all of these, to be honest. Divine Rivals is also available on ebook and e-audiobook, and the sequel, Ruthless, Vows, will be available in December 2023. Our next genre is going to be social justice, and the first book is Forgive Me Not by Jennifer Baker. Forgive Me Not is a social justice novel following 15-year-old Violetta's journey through a reimagined U.S. justice system where victims of a crime or their families determine the sentence of the offenders. Letta's family assigns her to the trials, interactive experiences designed to prevent recidivism. I read the excerpt of this and the writing was so good. I'm excited to read this one. Forgive Me Not is also available on ebook and e-audiobook. Next we have The Blackwoods by Brandy Colbert, which is a contemporary novel with social themes. It follows 4 generations of a Hollywood family. The great-granddaughters of Hollywood legend Bebe Blackwood are thrust into the spotlight at her death, whether they like it or not. Then, a long-buried secret emerges. Our next genre is horror, and our first book is Together We Rot by Skyla Arndt. Together We Rot is a horror romance following Will Green, whose mom has been missing for over a year, missing in quotes, but Will knows that her mother was murdered by a local cult, the cult to which her former best friend, Elwood, belongs. But when the cult turns on Elwood, the ex-besties reunite. Next we have We Don't Swim Here by Vincent Tirado. We Don't Swim Here is a horror novel based on the fraught history of desegregation of pools and the way a history of racism can be spun by white supremacists into harmless urban legend. We Don't Swim Here is set in a town haunted by the ghost of a murder victim who exacts revenge by drowning her victims. We Don't Swim Here is available on ebook and e-audiobook. The last 3 books are actually all only available on audiobooks. You can only listen to them. Just wanted to let you know about that. And there are various genres. The first one is Hunterland by Diana Clare. Hunterland is a paranormal novel following Olivia Davis, whose school teachers are dying suspiciously by suicide, supposedly. When a monster hunter and irritating bad boy, Liam Hunter, opens Olivia's eyes to the hidden underworld of prowling monsters, Olivia realizes that she needs his help. Next we have Imagining Elsewhere by Sara Hosey, which is a paranormal Mean Girls meets the Twilight Zone. Former bully Astrid has just moved to the small town of Elsewhere. She plans to reinvent herself until Candy, the teenage tyrant with supernatural powers who rules Elsewhere, picks Astrid as her new bestie. Whoa. Next we have Jester by Brielle D. Porter. Jester is a fantasy following Lizette, who is a performer in Sin City, Oasis. Oasis is glutted with magicians, and Lizette struggles to compete with their magic. So, she enters into a deadly competition to be chosen as the highest-ranked magician in the world, the Queen's Jester. That is it, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed this book haul of various young adult genres, and let us know down below if you're going to order any of these books or if you have any questions, because we really love to hear from you. Take care until next time. Bye-bye.